All right, hello there. We're gonna finish the last episode, if you will, of the challenge run guides, where we explain how the transition goes from the spring to the summer. I'm sorry for the delay. I just haven't gotten around to it. I did do a recording of it, but I screwed up, and it was misinformed. Like there's wrong information in it. So I'm gonna show you now how I do the transition from spring to summer. Basically, all you need to know is up until the last video, right? You just continue on that and you make as much money as possible. The key thing is day 1 to 5, you want to do as much as possible. You want to start your oak farm, right? So day 1, you want to shake the trees. You can't get the trees. You can't chop the trees and get the acorns, but you can't unroot them either, but you can shake them from the trees, right? So you shake them from the trees on day 1. Day 4 is generally the second day you farm acorns. So at that point, you'll start mapping out the trees. I mean, you pretty much know how it works already. So that's step 1, because you need the kegs. Step 2 is getting the deluxe speed grow. You do that on day 18. You can only buy deluxe speed grow on a Thursday, and you can only do it before the 25th, because 25th is Pam's doctor's appointment. So if you have it by then you can't get the deluxe speed grow in time, right? So basically, you have to get it on 18. So you farm in all the money, you get the deluxe speed grow on 18, and then you're done for the deluxe speed grow part. The starfruit you can buy at any point. I recommend you buy them on the 28th, latest 28th. That will give you a lot of days to smelt iridium, to make a lot of money, and buy the starfruit you need. In order to do 3,000 starfruit, you need 1.2 million gold in hand, which is not too hard to do, but it still requires a little bit of farming. Not normal farming, but farming iridium in the skull cavern. So basically, oaks on day 1 and 4, and as many other days as you can in the morning. Deluxe speed grow on day 18, and then starfruit on day 28, right? Now, once you are on day 28, you will be doing this throughout the entire spring, but I'll explain to you how the idea works and why we are able to plant 3,000 starfruit in the first and the second day. So number 1, you want to go to Pierre and you want to get some seeds. Let's say I got 3,000 parsnip seeds. That is exactly what you need. I mean, you need as many parsnip seeds as you have starfruit seeds. And deluxe speed grow. You want those to be around the same number, right? So let's say these are my parsnips right here. I have filled the entire farm with these, and they are all over the place. Where's my sickle? Hold on. Where's scythe? Right here. Okay. So let's say these are the parsnips, right? And let's say we have them sprinklerized. Do we actually have sprinklers? Do we have sprinklers in the save? I don't think so. Nope. So let's just pretend these are sprinklered, right? They are tilled, they are planted, and they are sprinklered, right? The entire farm. It's just going to be a massive amount of quality sprinklers. There's going to be nothing else. There's going to be about 378 quality sprinklers, all neatly organized in a 3x3, 3x3, and so on, right? So let's pretend the entire farm is covered. When we go over to the summer, what's going to happen is that those plants will die. Even if they're literally planted on day 28, all they are seeds, they will still look like this in the first of summer. That's how this works. So what all you need to do now is scythe them. And they are already sprinklered. They're already tilled. All you need to do now is to plant the starfruit. That's it. Just scythe all the dead plants, go through the entire, or about half the farm. That's all you have time for. Half the farm, and then plant half of the farm filled with speed grow, deluxe speed grow, and then the other half you plant starfruit, right? So once that is done, you pretty much have no time anymore. Make sure that the logs are gone, all the trees, obviously everything should be gone, all the parsnips should be planted, all the stumps should be gone, all the big stones should be gone. You need your iridium rod, your steel axe, your iridium hoe, your steel axe, and your steel pickaxe. All those 3. Steel pickaxe, steel axe, and iridium hoe. Those are the 3 things you need. So the entire farm is open. You do about half the farm, deluxe speed grow, starfruit, sleep or faint or whatever. Next second day, do the other half. Now, the first harvest is going to instantly bring you to 10 farming. The first harvest. The second harvest is going to get agriculturist because it's 1 day after. So after your harvest, you're going to harvest half the farm, right? And then the second half is going to be with agriculturist. So I'll try to show you what that's going to look like in a second here. Let's see if I can find it. I think, yeah, here it is, I think. Yeah, here it is. So this is what the layout's going to be. There's going to be sprinklers everywhere, and you're going to have about half the farm done in the first row, and then the other half, right? By the time you finish the first half, you will level up to level 10, and then on the second harvest of the second crop, so the bottom half is going to be done the day after. So the first harvest is done on the 10th. This is kind of complicated, but the first harvest is done on the 10th. The second one is done on the 11th. The 11th one is going to have the agriculturist, which means they will line up, right? Because you have 10% faster growth. So they will line up, and then you don't have to worry about now planting everyone on day 1, because they're going to line up anyway, and they're both going to be done on 27th. Now let me show you something else here. And I forgot to mention it, but you need to plant 200 kale, about 210 kale, in the first spring. And you need to water them. That's how you get level 6 farming, and that's how you afford the quality sprinklers. So that's something you have to factor in as well. I forgot to mention that. It's kinda, the order is kind of fucked up here, but that's how you do it. Now, once you do the first harvest, let's say we don't have agriculturists, so that one is off. We go to summer, we clear this year. We plant the starfruit with deluxe speed grow plant. That's get done on the 10th, right? Like I said, the second harvest gets done on, obviously, the 11th. But like I said, by the time you replant these, they will still not have agriculturist, but this one will. So this one will take, again, 9 days, just like the first time. That will be done on the 19th. This one gets agriculturist. It gets 8 days instead of 9 days because of agriculturist and deluxe speed growth stacking. Thus, they both line up perfectly. So let's say we have agriculturist now. The next harvest is going to be done on the 19th, yes? Now, if we plant this, it's going to be done on the 27th. Now, the really important thing about that is they're both done on the 27th, and now when you harvest them, you want to replant them with wheat. With deluxe speed grow, obviously you have the speed grow still, right? You don't have to replant it, the speed grow stays. So now you plant wheat. Why wheat? The reason we plant the wheat is because the wheat gets done on the 1st of fall. That allows because you don't want to sacrifice any more seeds, you don't have time for it. You don't want to sacrifice them again. Well, okay, maybe you do have time to sacrifice them just like you did in spring, but you're going to lose the deluxe speed grow because fertilizer is not kept over the season. It gets lost. But if you have some other crops that grow cross season, let's say coffee beans, let's say wheat, then you can do it. And because the wheat is done on the 1st, that means you can scythe it. You don't have to like bomb it or whatever that we used to do. You can just scythe it, just like you did in the summer. So you do the exact same thing again, but with this time you use pumpkins. So you do 3,000 pumpkins the exact same way. And you're going to keg and jar every single one of these, or as many as you can. Hopefully every single one. If you jar and keg, you should be able to do all of them. One thing to keep in mind is when you replant them. So let's say I harvest the crop. Let's say this is a starfruit. I'm holding starfruit seeds. Let's pretend this is starfruit seeds. If you harvest it and you hold the button down, it's first going to harvest, it's going to pick it up, and then it's going to plant the seed. And then you move on to the next one, and you just hold the starfruit seeds while you're doing this. Because then you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You harvest and you plant the new ones. You don't have to run twice, right? So it's really efficient. This is basically how it works. So to summarize it, day 1, oaks. Day 4, oaks again. As many days as you can, you want to farm more acorns. Get as many oaks planted as possible. The sooner the better. They escalate. It's like a snowball effect. The sooner you start, the more you get. But you don't want to sacrifice the fishing days. Or at least not day 2 and day 3. Those are really important for money and fishing experience. So day 4 is the only realistic day you can do it on. Day 18, get the deluxe speed grow. And plant kale right around this time, right? You need about 14,000 gold. It's not very expensive, but it's going to take a long time to water. If you find any sprinklers in the skull cabin, awesome. I've had saves where I've literally had the sprinklers carry the entire kale. I don't even need to water them. That's how ridiculous some saves have been. But you're not always going to be that lucky. Plant the kale, get the deluxe speed grow. 28, get the star fruit. And somewhere along the spring, get the parsnips planted on the farm and get them sprinklerized. They're going to die over the season. You sift them, you plant the deluxe speed grow, half the farm. Let me show you again. Half the farm speed grow, sift. Half the farm deluxe speed grow, half the farm starfruit. This is the second day, you do the same thing. Because you go agriculturist, that's gonna line up perfectly, and you're gonna get 3 harvests of starfruit. That's 3,000 times 3 is 9,000 starfruit. Every single one is gonna be kegged, hopefully. If you do it right, it should happen. That's about, how much is that? 25 million, 25, 26 million gold, something like that, maybe 28. It's ridiculous. It's a lot of money. And then you plant wheat on the last day. And remember, harvest them and plant new seeds simultaneously, so you don't have to run twice. And plant wheat on the 27th. Sift them down on the 1st of fall. The wheat keeps the DSG alive, the deluxe speed grow alive. And then you sift the wheat and you replace it with pumpkins. So... And then after that, you basically use jar, you keg, you place as many kegs as you can, you keep getting the oak resin from the trees to make more kegs, you place the kegs in the quarry. I'll actually show you kind of what it looks like. Do I even have a save for that? I'm not sure. I hope I can show you. That would be awesome. I think it's this one. So you basically plant as many kegs as you can, and then you do skull cabins in between. That's basically all you do. And it doesn't work. I assume it's because I don't have the mods on. I had some mods, like experience bars, Robin Romance mod. None are really necessary for the run. They're just kind of quality of life. Some of them are fun. Some of them will make the game look a little bit better, like color changes. So I can't show you. But basically, I put the kegs in the bus stop, in the tunnel, in the quarry, and some north of the farm, like in the pass between you and Robin. So there are many places you can put them. You can kind of put them wherever you want. I like having them in the quarry and then the train station, or what do you call it? Well, you can have them at the train station, but I like having them in the tunnel, in the bus tunnel. It's very accessible, it's close, it's very nice. But yeah, I think that is about it. That is pretty much how it works. So if there's any other questions, hit them in the comment section, or even better, swing by the stream and I'll explain further how it works, and I'll clear up any questions. The stream is CNGTV at Twitch, so twitch.tv/CNGTV. I'll have it linked in the description. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Shazay.